So the Game Awards were last night, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I couldn't really watch the Game Awards. I was with Rudix and them, and we were all hanging out and chilling. But to put it simple, a family emergency popped up, and also by the time I got back home, I'm gonna be honest. I just really had no interest in watching the rest of the awards because obviously you know how YouTube works. That feed shows up and it's like, oh, this was announced at the Game Awards. This was announced at Game Awards. This was announced at the Game Awards. I was like, okay, well, that's the only reason I watch the Game Awards. Because honestly, I feel like the Game Awards are just a little too, the best way to put it, corporate for me. Now, listen, for the record, I know some people are going to be like, oh, you're upset, Expedition 33 swept the awards. No, I'm not upset about that. I'm a guy who, is happy like The Last of Us Part 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 swept the awards when they were nominated. But it's like, at the same time, a part of me is just like, it's just, to me, it's a lot of the games just start kind of blending in after a certain point. Sony had a couple announcements. Apparently, Returnal, no, sorry, not Returnal, Soros has been delayed, but only for a month, and the pre-orders are up. I was like, okay, cool. That's like the thing I wanted the most because I was like the thing I expected the most. And I guess like maybe they announced like a couple other games, but it's like nothing too crazy. There was a new Tomb Raider remake announced. I'm like, okay, I might actually buy that. Like that's one of them. Toxic Commando got a release date. I think for also its consoles. Cool. But like, see, that's kind of the problem with the award show. It's like I can't really remember what I did see, and what I saw later. It's just trailers, and it's like they were quick little trailers too. Like I think the longest one I saw was when they were announcing this new Divinity game. And for the record, that looked good. That was a good trailer. But that's not what a Divinity game looks like. That's the thing. A lot of these announcement trailers, these CGI trailers, you really don't get a feel of what those games are about. Like, that's to give you an idea of what it's about, but I don't know how to interpret Divinity. Like, okay, cool, new Divinity game. It's their biggest game, bigger than Baldur's Gate 3. Cool. I'm sorry, like, not really, I really don't care. I'm sorry. And it's like, the more I watch these awards, over the years, I'm just like, man, I just rather just watch the trailers on YouTube and just be done, watching the award show themselves. Because the awards themselves, they're so obviously, favorite. So, like, this year, if we're talking about the awards, I'm sorry if I'm constantly swallowing a lot. It's because, I produce a lot of spit. So, yeah, I'm gross. But this year, Clear Obscure 33 was clearly the favorite to win. And I don't blame it, because it's a really good game. I don't like it very much, but I can still respect it. I can still respect the work and the craft and, the story behind the studio itself. But this game swept so many awards, and it's just like, man, I felt like some games got snubbed. I feel like some games got snubbed. They could gave Claire Obscure the award for like best RPG, best narrative, best game direction, and game of the year. I would have been fine with that. But then they had to give it best debut indie game and best indie game. And I'm like, okay, now I got a problem with that. Because here's the thing, when this thing's up for game of the year, it's clear as day it's gonna be the favorite to win, especially when it's got a bunch of other nominations. But here I was like, man, this was the chance you guys could have had to, show what other game, like, game like Dispatch or Blueprints. But instead they're like, no, just keep going with Claire Obscure. And it's like, man, I really kind of hate that treatment. And listen, I get it. Some people were like that when it came to The Last of Us Part 2, when that was nominated for so many awards. But at the same time, I agree that The Last of Us Part 2 is that damn good. I can respect Clear Obscure because it's that damn good. But I think it's, as I've gotten older, I think my, just like, I wish the industry would actually respect other members of the industry, because we have people that fly out to these states, to just essentially sit there and just hope that they win. Erika Ishii, you know what? bunch of people were like, they give her shit because, she ain't like the prettiest looking woman in the fucking, freaking crowd. You know what? At the same time, this girl was smart enough to bring her own fucking popcorn bucket with a Ghost Yote fucking, freaking container. And I was like, you know what? She's just sitting there eating popcorn, having a good time. Meanwhile, the rest of these guys are sitting there stiffs and they're just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's so funny because, like, they actually had Content Creator of the Year and Moist Critical won, which I voted for, by the way. And I was like, man, he wasn't even there to accept it, was it? He wasn't there to accept the award. And it was one of those things that's like, they rapid fire through. I was like, at the same, a part of me just sits there and goes like, okay, at this point, you need to stop rapid firing and just dumb down some of these fucking, slim down this list of fucking, nominees or the awards themselves. Like esports. Why do we have an esports category? Like, who the fuck cares? They get paid, some of these people get paid millions. So I don't care if, this guy or this team or this game wins best esports game. No one cares. Just get rid of that shit. And in fact, Mario Kart walked away with best sports game. I'm like, no. Listen, man, I will be the first one to tell you, I am a Mario Kart hater, but I play Sonic Crossworlds Racing, the demo. That is so much better than Mario. It is. It's clearly the better one. It's the one that has the most content. It's the one that has the most fun. It's the better game. And yet Nintendo walked away with an award that, honestly, I don't think they really fucking deserve. Oh, and they walked away with another one. Best fucking family game. I call it best Nintendo game because it's always Nintendo that wins that category. And this didn't change. Donkey Kong Bonanza won. I was like, cool. Didn't care, really. But it's like, I feel like, some of these studios, they're just better off just not showing up. They're just better off just saying, hey, we accept it in the mail, but we ain't showing up. We're working on, the development for this next game, this next expansion, this DLC, stuff we're actually passionate about. We don't want to show up to the war show to sit there and be like, stand there for like, sit there for almost 4 fucking hours just to watch a bunch of trailers from other game studios while we could spend those 4 hours, developing the game we're working on, or working on whatever we're doing. So it's like, just the game awards to me are just kind of meaningless at this point. Like, the awards are a nice idea, but at the same time, I feel like they have meant so little, and the way things are. Honestly, I'm kind of like I'm just done with the game awards. I am. And I guess that's the whole crux of this video is I'm done with the game awards. If you guys want to keep watching the game awards, go ahead. But I don't think I'm even going to cover it going forward. Because, like, honestly, unless it's a state of play or, the summer game event or a Gamescom, I really don't think I really want to cover the Game Awards because it's boring. It's 4 hours of trailers and half the damn games look like they just blend in with each other. So let me know what you think of the Game Awards in the comments section below. Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Let me know. Until next time, this is That PlayStation Gamer sign out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube art and BS. Bye.